Hello again to another edition of web scraping. We'll be using Python and Selenium to do web scraping. So the site that we will be web scraping is called Morningstar, and this is the web page we'll be scraping. We'll be scraping the current price, whether the price has gone up or down, how much has it gone up or down, by how many dollars, and what is the percentage of up or down, right? So I want to underscore a few things here. As you can see, this is an ASPX web page here. So which means that all this information that you see here, they are dynamically generated as you invoke this web page or call this web page. What I mean by that is that if I right click and view source here, and if I were to try to look for, say, 50.07, which is the current price of this EFT, 50.07, you cannot find it because they are all dynamically generated on the fly. So Selenium works very well in that aspect, especially when things are done dynamically. So before we do any scraping, I think everybody should check the robot status of the web page. A robot is a text file that the administrator uploads to the root file to indicate what folders or files you cannot access. What I mean by that is this. To access a robot file, what you do is that you go to the same website. So Morningstar, can't spell, N-I-N-G, star.ca/robots.txt. So basically what it says is that you're not allowed to go to any of this directory or folder by anybody, right? Any robots, right? But they say this file is used to allow crawlers to index the site, right? So to do a quick web search, you can actually see this is directory is CA report EFT performance. So I'm going to do a search on CA. There's no CA reports. No reports found. EFT is not found, and ASPX. There's a few ASPX. So performance ASPX is what we're after. I don't see any performance ASPX. This is just a demonstration for YouTube on how to use Selenium to web scrape a financial website. So now we have selected our financial website. So before you proceed, what you need is basically, of course, your Python tool. So Python is free. If you go Python Python and download it, you can actually download Python using this website here. So I've already got Python installed on my computer here. If I type Python, Python, my version is 3.7.4. On the web is 3.8.3. It will still work, but once you install, this is one of the ways to test whether your Python is working or not. Another thing that you need is, I'm going to exit out of this Python session here by Control pause break. Another thing that you need is, of course, Selenium. To install Selenium, you need to type pip install Selenium. So if you are installing Selenium for the very first time, you'll see a bar, a progress bar coming up, and it takes a couple of seconds and you're ready to go. But I've already installed Selenium in my computer. That's why I get this requirements satisfied, already satisfied message from Selenium. So to check whether the Seleniums are installed correctly, what you do is that you go to Python and type import Selenium. You should not get any error message like that. So which means your Seleniums are installed correctly. And one more thing that you need for Selenium to work is a Chrome driver. So as you can see, I'm using a Chrome. So that's why I'm using a Chrome driver. There's Firefox drivers and Opera drivers and whatnot. For this video, I'm using Chrome, so I'm gonna download the Chrome. So your Chrome driver has to match with your current Chrome version. So if you go to this button here and you go Help and you go About Chrome, this is your version of your Chrome, 83.0.41. That's my version. You can check yours. So then you go to your trusty old Google here and look for Chrome driver, and then click on download here. So it will give you every version of Chrome driver that's currently available, right? So this is the latest and the greatest. So my version is, like search for it. I guess I can't find it. So this is my version. So I would download this version here and then install it in my computer. And basically, once you download, let's download this guy here. So they'll give you a choice of Linux, Mac, or Windows. So mine is a Windows. So I click this guy here, and it comes in here. Once it's done downloading, you open your download directory. You unzip it in here. And this is what you need. So what you do is that you copy this and paste it somewhere that you can remember. Like for example, for me, I've pasted in my D drive, program 86, and I paste it in here, right? So you can paste it anywhere you want. So once you know this is your spot, just remember the directory for now. So I'm just going to park this on the side here. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to start writing the program for Selenium, and then we'll use that Chrome driver here shortly. So I've got this command prompt on one side, and I'm going to use another text editor here. I'm using Sublime. It's a really good tool. You should try it out too. It's got a lot of shortcuts for text editor and text-based programming like Python and whatnot. Anything script, you can write it very well on this one here. So I'm going to save this as new. And I'm going to call it Morningstar PY. So I'm going to save it as that. So I'm going to start writing programs here. So from Selenium import WebDriver. So we're basically importing Selenium into the program as and call them a WebDriver, and then after that I'm going to import the directory where we store the driver, the WebDriver to, and I call it a path. And I'm going to go ahead and bring this thing down here so that I don't have to type. Right click, copy, paste it, slash. So it's going to be called a Chrome driver.exe. Right, so this is done. With that being said, so another one you could do is now you can actually try and opening. Oh yeah, before you do that, of course, you need to create a browser, and you're gonna have to use WebDriver.Chrome drv path. Oops. Once you create a browser, you can actually use the browser. BROW. I can't type. Dot get. Oops. And then type. You got to type the full qualified URL like that. So once that is done, what it does is that you get the path here into a variable, and then you pass that path into this Chrome driver where the Chrome driver is, and creates a browser, an empty browser, right? So let me show you what it does. So I'm just gonna nuke this for a while here, copy this, and if I were to Python and Python here, and if I were to paste it in here and hit enter, what it does is that it basically opens a browser, right? So the next command line is to actually put a URL, and that's what I was doing just now here. So if I were to do, I already run that. So if I copy this and I paste it here, oops, it won't work, of course, because I have to open the session. Sorry about that. I go here, Python, Python, and it opens a Google web page, just like that. Right. So now we're not after Google web page, so we're gonna we're after this particular web page. So what you do is that you copy this URL in a clipboard, just like that. And now if you were to select everything, copy in the clipboard, this on the side here, and paste it in here, you can actually see that the Morningstar information is coming in nicely for you there. So the next thing we want to do is to read the information. But prior to doing all this, it's always nice to be nice to do things in a covert, right? For lack of a better word. In the world of browser, it's called incognito, right? So what I mean by incognito is that, like for example, if you have a browser, you go in here, you launch incognito, you're basically a covert right now. So you can Google and search anything you want, and none of this are stored in a cookie or anything like that. As you can see, I'm logged in as myself here, but Google is still asking me to sign. So if I go here and hit Google, you can see that I'm logged in, right? But in incognito, none of the saved password or anything are saved, right? So it's a very good position to be if you don't want your web browser to store any information or historical information on your computer. So I'm gonna close the website there. So in order to place your browser as incognito, what you have to do is you have to give some options to your web browser here. So prior to doing that, let's call it CHROM Chrome underscore options. So let's say we're gonna call it web driver, right? And then after that, you put some dot CHROM Chrome options. And then on your Chrome options, you add some arguments to it. And we call it incognito, like that. So you take your options here, and then we put it as part of our argument here, the third argument. And this is the syntax, options equal Chrome options. So now you'll see if I were to copy this whole thing, and if I were to paste it in here, copy, paste it in here, you can see my web browser looks a bit different. It's darker and black here, exactly like the incognito web page that it loaded previously. So there you go. So I think this is a good place to stop. I'm going to continue this in part 2 of the web scraping with Selenium. Next, we'll be pulling out information that we have mentioned in the earlier part of the video here. All right, have a good day.